Taiwan, I'm Sandy Chu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. It's been nearly 4 months since a magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck eastern Taiwan, but people living near the epicenter are still feeling its effects. Traffic has clogged the key bridge damaged by the disaster, and officials say it will take 4 years to fix it. Dash Butler reports.
Crossing this bridge in the township of Yuli takes time. 2 lanes are closed to traffic and still bear the scars of a recent earthquake. And the road closure is frustrating these local cyclists.
现在那条路我们骑脚踏车很危险，知道吗？能够赶快开放嘛？重做要太久啊，就是每次工程就是做太久啊。
In September, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake shook this rural part of Taiwan. It toppled a local convenience store, derailed a train, and wrecked a local highway. The Uli Bridge, which spans 2 tectonic plates on the east of Taiwan, got off relatively lightly. But officials say it's too dangerous to reopen the bridge just yet. They say they'll need to rebuild it entirely, one side at a time, over the next 4 years. It's a project that will carry a price tag of $130 million US.
台东端这边它会有一个交织的问题。那如果在这春节期间当下是刚好碰到有地震的状况的时候，那这个我们可能就是没有办法承担的。
这个本来应该在这个中间的，基本上招来到家，所以哪个西瓜跌当，有可能直接就掉下去了。那如果我现在要再去补墙，要花2亿多，而且其实还要招标，根本来不及。
Officials are asking for patience, but the lengthy roadworks means for locals here the after effects of September's quake will still be felt for at least the next 4 years. Klein Wang and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is beginning a 3-day state visit to China, his first since taking office last year. Marcos will meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The two are expected to discuss security and territorial disputes in the South China Sea. China has increased its military presence in the region over the last decade. Last week, satellite images revealed that the country was building new artificial islands there. The Philippines brought an arbitration case against China's claims to the UN, with the international body ruling in Manila's favor in 2016. But Beijing has rejected the verdict, which says is not legally binding. For more on how the Philippines is working to enhance its security, our reporter Jaime Ocon spoke with R.N. Matthew, an independent security analyst based in Washington, D.C.
With Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. set to visit Chinese President Xi Jinping, so many experts are saying that disputes in the South China Sea will be front and center and definitely on the agenda. What do you think will come out of this meeting?
So concerning past trends we've seen with Philippine presidents, we probably should expect the typical approachment to this issue. The Philippines would love to have a peaceful resolution to this, especially legal, considering the Philippine capabilities and our policies with approaching South China Sea issues are pretty lenient towards China. Just because of there's no capabilities to actually deter Chinese aggression with maritime militia, the Philippine Navy is not capable enough, and a lot of these claims are just being trampled by the Chinese, to be frankly.
In terms of the Philippines taking what measures it can to ensure security, how has the Philippines been trying to manage this sort of security environment?
I think regarding security, the stage has already been set regarding closer cooperation with partners and allies. We've seen talk of a visiting forces agreement with Japan, which is a very big deal because so far there's been only a visiting agreement with Australia and the United States. This agreement would allow Japanese troops to cooperate closer and actually come to the Philippines to train in more intense exercises outside traditional humanitarian and disaster relief drills they usually do. Japan has been actually extremely instrumental for helping out Philippine maritime security. Since 2016, the Japanese, through JICA, have provided the Philippine Coast Guard with around 12 patrol vessels, which is a massive expansion of the Philippine maritime security capabilities. So in order to make it for deficiencies and to help assist Philippine capabilities, they should gradually look more and more towards allies and partners. And this was a big thing we've seen this year.
And there's been reports of the Philippines acquiring a BrahMos anti-ship missile to station around the Philippine Sea. How significant is this?
So this is a really big deal for the Philippines. The Philippine military specifically, this is a first ever capability for them. Anti-ship cruise missiles, that will provide a large denial area to any potential adversaries that try to attack or threaten the Philippines. And this also acts as a great deterrent as well. Prior, the Philippines never had this capability, as I previously said, and this leaves a lot on the minds of potential adversaries when approaching the Philippines. Because now, when you approach the Philippines, you need to really consider those missiles. And those missiles are a high-end threat, really. Indian-made, supersonic, and they provide a brand new capability. The first missile battery is expected around next year, and it should be fully operational by 2026. So it's a bit down the line, if you know what I mean. But once that does happen, we could probably gauge how the Chinese view it.
That was Jaime Ocon speaking with security analyst R.M. Matthew in Washington, D.C. U.S. President Joe Biden says Washington is not discussing joint nuclear exercises with South Korea. His comments contradict South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, who said in a newspaper interview that the two sides were discussing drills using U.S. nuclear assets. Yoon has called for, quote, war preparation in response to a record number of North Korean missile tests. Last week, North Korea sent drones into South Korean airspace. Ukraine says it's killed 400 Russian troops in a New Year's Eve strike on a building in the Donetsk region of occupied Ukraine. Russian officials said 63 people died, the highest number of deaths acknowledged by Moscow in a single event since the war began. It comes as Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky condemned Russian drone attacks over the new year. 4 people were killed and dozens injured in attacks on several Ukrainian cities. Back in Taiwan, the southern city of Tainan is preparing to celebrate 4 centuries of history next year, marking the time since the Dutch arrived on the island. In preparation, excavators have been at work and have found thousands of historic artifacts. Louise Watt reports.
This archaeological team is excavating a plot of farmland in a district of Tainan. They've chosen this spot because records show it used to be a settlement of the indigenous Soraya people. They've already unearthed around 4,000 relics, including these.
在这一次的发掘中，有出土了数颗的青铜铃铛。据族人表示呢，这可能是运用在西拉雅的传统服饰中。那因为台湾是不产青铜的，所以呢，这也代表着一个很重要的意义，是西拉雅过去跟这个外来者去进行一个贸易的交流的一个证据。
The Soraya dominated this western part of Taiwan when the Dutch first arrived in 1624. But their language and culture faded after the arrival of Han Chinese in the 17th century. The unearthed items include shells, pottery, and animal bones, including sika deer bones, charred and with hatchet marks, showing that the animals had been cooked and eaten. The team invited young Soraya and other local people to join in with their work at a long-lost settlement.
我们找到了过去只有在口述传说中所出现的这样一个骁龙的旧社，透过实际去接触到祖先所遗留下来的这些物质文化遗留，希望西拉雅人可以有机会透过这样一个考古的发掘，去诠释他们自己的历史。
This painstaking work is part of the run-up to celebrations for the 400th anniversary of Tainan's establishment. The Soraya's role on this land is slowly being pieced together, connecting the past with the present. Howard Zhang and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
A commemorative stamp has unveiled to mark Taiwan's new citizen judge system. The stamp, which is worth about 90 US cents, shows a bench with 6 citizen judges and 3 career judges, the makeup of the new system. From January 1st, members of the public can sit alongside professional judges in certain cases. It's hoped the citizen judge system will improve public trust in the judicial process. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with images of quilting tree frogs croaking at Taipei Zoo. I'm Sandy Chi. Take care and see you next time.